Hello everybody, welcome back. This is going to be another game of multiplayer for Total War Warhammer. I'm Strategy Professor. Today we're going to be playing Empire again. And thank you to a viewer for a recent comment about the net of Amanthok. I did study the Light Wizard a little bit more. I do like the net, I just need to practice when to use it. So if I can use it on advancing troops and fire away with the hand cannons. I think I did that some in the last video versus dwarves. I'm pretty sure I did that at least once, but I feel like I could do it even more. So this is going to be my setup against anything that's not a dwarf, I think, and we'll see. So I have it labeled as my greenskin setup, but I think it's pretty good. We have 3 handgunners, a couple of Empire Knights. These are still really strong. They're not as strong as Demigryphs, but they're like 30% less cost, maybe even more. It's very reduced costs. I do like the Empire Captains. I think I'm going to go back to running 2 of these. They're on the expensive side, but they're really great for harass because they have flying. Very good against greenskins, because if you've watched any of my greenskin videos, you know they have a really hard time with flyers. And they each have double pods, so just lots of mobility, lots of harassment. This goes very well with the handgunners and their ability to shoot, and the net, and its ability to, you know, stop units from advancing. So there's just a lot of disruption and harassment that's possible with this Empire build. Now I'm only running 1 artillery piece. I would probably like to run more than 1. Usually the cannon's really good, but the cost just worked out in such a way that I could only run the mortar. I did add in, I took off the Shem's Burning Gaze. I just haven't had a lot of luck with that. I've seen people do big damage with it before, but a couple times I've used it, it hasn't really worked out. Phase Protection, if you overcast it, works on everybody. And I think, how much mana? It's only 8 mana to do that, so that's pretty effective. Just helps you hold the line if that's what you need for the situation. And then this one gives you extra attack and extra speed, so it kind of lets you run in there, charge. The extra melee attack is really why I have it, although now that I'm looking at it a little closer, 21 is very, very steep for that. So let me just go ahead and get rid of that then, because it's 210 gold and 21 mana is quite a lot. So that would let me get a cannon instead if I want that. I could also put 2 shields on the spearmen. I'm interested in that. The shields would give me extra defense, and they would help me advance. I could advance with them first, and those shields, I believe, would help me out in terms of soaking up some missile fire. Let me see. Yeah, they have a bronze shield, so that helps. So that's extra 30% mitigation from missiles. So maybe I'll just go for shields here. It also does give them more defense, so 40 defense, because they just need to hold the line, really. The great swords are going to do a lot of damage. I just want to put these into any cavalry that are charging in, potentially, and just let the great swords do their work in the middle. This is kind of light on the infantry line, but I do have the Empire Captain. I have the Air Force here to help out with that, get some rear charges. The Empire Knights can do that too. So I think this will work. I want to try this out. Empire Retreat. Okay. Like that, and well, we'll see. If we play dwarves, I'll tweak the dwarf build a little bit. We're doing fairly well, but I know there's a lot of... The greenskins were pretty good. I still think the greenskins are one of the better factions. They're really fun to play. They just have that glaring weakness against air units that people exploit a lot. So we'll try this out. Now I'm not sure if this is going to be, if this is enough handgunners to deal with the, if they do the gyrocopter cheese with the dwarf build, where you just go like a lord and like all gyrocopters. But it might be enough. I mean, I do have 3 lords with pots that can, and I do have 2 cannons with that. And I have 3 things of handgunners. So it's entirely possible I could shoot down all those gyrocopters. They're not very good at fighting ground units, because there's only 4 of them. Whereas there's like 60 handgunners or something firing back. And the lords with the pot, I could split them up. If they try to go for one of them, I could try to run. I mean, the problem with like really intensive micro in this game is that they're like, the controls just aren't that responsive. Oh, hold on. Let me change this really quick. I'm going to go ahead and keep this just because I already talked about what I want to do, but just bear with me for just 1 more minute. I need to open up, I need to turn off the mod manager. I was recording some campaign stuff, that's why. So make sure you turn off your mods if you're going to do multiplayer. because it won't let you do any multiplayer if you have mods. So I just run the Conquer Anywhere mod with all of my campaigns. It keeps it all fresh and interesting. Allows for a longer campaign. Okay, let's try this again. Here we go. See if it grabs somebody. Now, stop keeping track of how much I'm gaining and losing per battle. I think it was pretty conclusive, if you haven't watched a lot of my greenskin battles, that you lose quite a bit more if you play against a lower ranked player, and you gain a lot more if you play against a much higher ranked player. So when I played against someone that was in the top 30, I think I lost 59 and 54 both times I played against him, and lost. He was an Empire player and I was greenskins. He was a really solid player. But I've also gained as much as 400 or I've lost as much as 454 rather. I think that was against like 1 foot of overcasted foot of Gorg. Just killed my entire army. I didn't know that direct damage spells dealt that much, but apparently they do. Sometimes. It just seems very inconsistent to me. Like anytime I try like those skill shot direct damage spells, they aren't really that impressive, but when they're used on me, it feels like they are very impressive. So I don't really know mechanics or how that works. Maybe they're better against certain units, maybe they're better, I know some of them say better from a high angle, so it's entirely possible that if you're flying they do more damage. Fate of Buna and like the Runesmith's thing for the dwarf seem to do pretty decent damage. I don't know, well hopefully we get a battle in there. I turned off the mods. Are there people on? There's probably a couple hundred people on right now. It's not a huge, the multiplayer scene is not a huge community, I don't think. This might only be showing me people in my region. I'm not really even sure how this works. Like I feel like they could definitely improve this a little bit. I've played against some of these people before. But it's definitely a much smaller community than something like League of Legends, of course. But I do play against a decent little selection of people. I don't play against the same people that often, although occasionally I do, and that makes it fun and interesting. Right, let's cancel and try this again. Why we can't find a match? I mean, I assume it just finds whoever, because I've played against the number 2 person before, when I'm pretty close to when I started doing multiplayer. That was Dwarf video number 11. So it will match you with whomever. Is everyone in a game? Okay, here we go. Sorry, this has quite a bit of preamble to it. I always tell you the game times start, though, if you look in the profile section. I would assume a lot of people probably do that. This guy sounds familiar, but maybe not. We'll see what he wants to do. Empire, I believe, is... I don't know. I think Empire and Greenskin are probably the best factions right now. But I feel like every faction has a chance to beat every other faction. I mean, it just depends on how you play and what you pick. Okay, what is this map? I can't really... I need to memorize some of these maps. MP... Hetero Ridge. Yeah, he left because he didn't want to play against Empire, probably. That is a problem with trying to find Empire, or like trying to find multiplayer games, is a lot of people consider Empire really strong. And so people will dodge because they're just like, I don't want to play against that. There's no penalty for dodging, so why not? I mean, the thing about Empire is they're just very solid. Like, they have a lot of anti-cheese as well. Like, you can't do the Air Force against them. So if you really like doing your, you know, like Air Force spam type of stuff, they're pretty good against that. With the Net of Amanthok, you can snare the air units and then fire on them with your riflers. So they're pretty good against against the air game. They're good at initiating an air game also. With the once again, you can net and then just swarm them with your lords and potentially wipe them out. They just have answers to almost everything, it feels like. You just have to pick the right answers and get the right composition. So they can definitely be beaten. You know, I've beaten Empire before, but I feel like the vast majority of the games that I've lost, or maybe not the vast is a tough word, but a good chunk of the games that I've lost have been against Empire. They're pretty hard to deal with. I definitely beat them as greenskins sometimes, but I feel like most of the top players that I've played against play Empire, and many of my losses are to Empire. And I lose in many different ways to Empire as well. Well, different is... I mean, they are different compositions a little bit, but it has a very similar kind of ring to a lot of them. You have great swords, maybe a light complement of units to go with the great swords. You have a few ranged units, you have a couple of cav, and you have an artillery to make them come to you, and you have your wizard and a flying lord. Now, a lot of people don't use these Empire captains, but I think they're pretty good. I think they're pretty good. I'm not sure if they're worth an entire extra unit of cav, but they're very tanky. They have 85 armor, and they're just really good at harassing. So not only do they have 85 armor and a pretty decent chunk of health, but they also can run 2 pots. So I just think they're a lot more durable, and it's harder to counter them than it is to counter something like Empire Knights. This is pretty diverse. We have a decent infantry game, we have a pretty good air game, we have a decent ranged game, and we have a couple of knights. I found cavalry to not be that inspiring, honestly. It can be really good, but most people come prepared for demigryphs, so they will bring things like a lot of spears, or they'll bring like those minotaurs with great weapons. So you don't want to make too many large targets. Also, my lords fly, so that means they count as large targets, so I'm kind of exposing myself a little bit if he's running a ton of spears, or minotaurs with great weapons. You know, I might even want to run more spears myself in this matchup against Beastmen, because they are going to have like minotaurs and things like that. So maybe I want to do that. I just want to run more spears, maybe. Again, because he's probably going to have side wars also. Yeah, I think he's going to anticipate demigryphs from me, so I'm just going to run more spears. He's not going to have that many missile units, so let's just grab normal spears. And is there any way I can get one more normal spear? Oops. I have 30 seconds to decide. Arcane Conduit's really good. I'm gonna need the net. Yeah, the net can be really good. 20 seconds. Get rid of the artillery. Yeah, let's just go with let's go with one more gray sword. I like that, because I'm not gonna be able to out-artillery them because they're gonna have the side wars. So we're just gonna have to run in and just try to like stall the side wars with flying lords. I think if I cast the net on the side war, it's still gonna be able to throw rocks, so that's not a really good option. Now I could run that Shem's Burning Gaze if it actually dealt damage. I'm not sure if it's gonna do a lot of damage though to it to help take it down. Or I could have run like maybe a fire wizard with fireball or something to try to take down the Cygor. And just like dodges rocks and just shoot fireballs at him until he dies. I don't know, there are a lot of options with Empire. I don't necessarily think they're overpowered in and of themselves. They might be a little bit. But they're just so versatile that it's difficult to predict exactly what you're going to face. Like, you know it's probably going to be some combination that I described earlier, but you don't know exactly what it's going to be. Which is good. I mean, it makes for some good strategic fun. We just put the great swords with the spearmen. Now the handgunners, if I can get close enough, they don't have a lot of range, but if I can get close enough to the Cygor, I can gun them down.
What? We are Sigmar's heirs.
I'll make all of these guys part of the Air Force. Let's go over here.
We await your orders.
3 group.
Ready?
Yeah.
Spearmen.
So we're just gonna form a line and just walk up to them. I mean, this isn't gonna be great if they have Cygors. We might need to fan out a little bit.
Ready for war. Light wizard. Our orders.
I think I probably want to come at it from this way. It is a small map though, which is nice. The Cygors, what are those? Yeah. Okay, so we need to fan out.
It will be done.
What are these? A ton of Gorebulls, right? Yeah, so he just has like 1 million Gorebulls, a couple of spears, and some Cygors. So he's going all in on the Gorebulls. So we want these over here. We want them away from those Gorebulls. We want to move these over here. Let's move these over here. Move these up here.
We serve the Emperor.
The handgunners, let's go ahead and fire. We'll cast a net on them. Get some free shots in here.
For the Emperor. Ready. Stand there. Yes, General. For the Warhammer. Sigmar. Ready. For the Emperor.
I'm still cool with going over here.
For the twin-tailed comet. At your service. Yes, General.
Let's go ahead and deal with them.
Sigmar calls. Yes, for the twin-tailed ready. Sigmar calls. Avoiding combat. State troops ready. Ready. Aye, always right. Light is light.
Oh, that's a chariot. Okay, I thought that was a Gorebull.
Yes, General.
Yeah, I'm cool just sitting here firing on them.
We serve France. Serve.
Moving so slowly.
That's an order.
Alright, so we should be able to kill all these guys, I think.
Gunners. For the war. Ready. For the Emperor. Yes, General. Ready.
Alright, where are my dudes? Alright, let's pop potions.
Very well. Obey. For the Empire.
Now we're looking over here. Looking okay.
All right. Fire.
Alright, they got into the handgunners, that's not good.
Yes, General. Moving now. Yes. For the Emperor. For the Emperor. Ready. Sigmar call. Yes, General. Sigmar call.
Let's try to kite these guys around. Go ahead and get my wizard back over here. These guys should have this cleaned up, I think.
Come on here. Great swords. Sigmar call. For the Emperor. Yes, General. Detachments.
Get out of there.
Great swords. It will be done.
Great Sword should be able to clean up those Minotaurs. Let's get back over here. Deal with this.
Handgunner. Shoot them. Sigmar call. Standing by. Sigmar guides us. Light of battle. See, witness the power of this. The Empire enjoys your weapon.
Who's their lord?
Let us go.
Gorebull.
Heading out.
This is just a lot of Gorebulls.
War.
I don't know who their general is. We should be able to tie these guys up though. I mean, I could send one more over here.
Sigmar calls. No
Get in here and
lingering.
focus fire down one of these Gorebulls.
Twin-tailed comet.
Oh, that's him.
Yes, my lord. Sigmar calls.
Let's go hunt him down if we can. Now, he's kind of fast. I can net him though.
Yes, General.
So let's just see if we can wear him out. Run down there.
I serve this.
Where's my guy? Get out. Come on.
Detachments, move.
I want one of these guys out also.
Moving now. Obey. Into battle. Let us go. The Empire endures. Illumination.
Get in here, kill him.
Yes. Illumination. Battle awaits. Sigmar calls. We obey.
Alright, so we should be able to wear him out here, I'm hoping.
What do you mean? Ready.
Fire into him. Sweet. Yeah, that net is really nice. Really nice. I think we killed him, right?
Fight for our nation.
Not really sure. I think we killed him though.
Moving. Sigmar presents march for Heldenhammer. Very well.
No, we need to pop our arcane thing. These handgunners just do some work. Now, I probably should have cycle charged a little bit more with my dude.
Sigmar General. Sigmar for the Emperor.
Yeah, they're done. Close victory. What? That was a slaughter. That guy had so many units left. At least it wasn't Pyrrhic victory, I guess. I mean, look at this. Slaughter. Wow. I mean, none of my guys got these kills, so it looks like, oh, they didn't really do anything. But they held those Gorebulls up for so long. And they just get a nice little bonus against them. Like, those Gorebulls had double pots. So keep that in mind. They had double pots. I still don't even know how that was close. I should have maybe left one greatsword unit back there. Although I kept the Cygors tied up for quite a while. I mean, they did kill some units, for sure. But, I mean, this is how you beat the Gorebull meta, right? Or any kind of, like, insert Lord Potion meta, right? You just get cheap things to tie them up. And then you kill everything else. And you win. So, I mean, I know it can be frustrating. Like, it takes forever to kill those things, right? But if you just tie them up, then you can come back and kill them later. I am in love with this net of Amenthok, though. That was really sweet, because we were able to grab his Lord and keep him from kiting. So it keeps people from kiting you, which is glorious. These handgunners, they didn't actually get any kills. But, how does he have a tag, a rank on him? I didn't put it on him, and he didn't kill anything, I'm pretty sure. Did I accidentally put a rank on him? I can't remember. But the reason these guys have kills is because they're going against the spears. So, of course, they're going to have a lot of kills. And it's the same deal right here. They're just tearing up spears. So, that's one thing to keep in mind, too, when you're evaluating the usefulness of your units. Don't just base it on how many kills it gets. I mean, I'm guilty of that myself. But I've just recently started rethinking that. And I think it's not accurate. Just like with League of Legends, if you're playing, you know, it's not accurate of who gets the most kills on who was the most impactful. People can get kills at the end of the game. People can just get a bunch of cleanup kills. And, like, I'm support, and I know that I have a huge hand in a lot of these wins, and it's not... I don't get a lot of kills. So, something can have a lot of utility and be very useful if it just ties things up, or if it enables other units to get kills. So Black Orcs and things like that get kills because they hit really hard, and so they're going to get the killing blow a lot of times on things. Same thing with Greatswords, they hit pretty hard, so they're going to get the killing blow. But things like Spears are very useful because they tie up those Gorebulls. You know, things like this Wizard, he doesn't have any kills, but he does cast a lot of debuffs that are very helpful. I mean, he's got the net, and he has that defense steroid, which is really good. Because, I mean, with this build, you don't have to... The goal is not to try to get as much attack power as possible and run them down, like the Greenskins. It's just to hold the line with this stuff, and then just buy enough time for your Lords and your Handgunners, and sometimes your Knights, to clean them up. So I think it was pretty solid. His composition, I think, is just too imbalanced. Like, he's really trying to exploit the fact that Gorebulls are very good with potions, and that's true, they are. But they can be tied up with just a ton of spears, and then just kill everything else, and then just take them down last. So, I think it's pretty good. Now, if I had run more horses instead of spears, that could have been a very different game, for sure. So if I... You know, didn't have if only had like 1 or 2 units of spears, and I had 2 Empire Knights, that would have been bad, because these things can tie up the Empire Knights for quite a while. And the Cygors could have just, you know, beaten them down with the rocks. So I think it was the right call to run, maybe even run 1 less Greatsword and run 3 more spears against their composition. Spears are just really good against Beastmen. They're really good against a lot of things, because they're just so cheap, and they get a bonus versus large. They have good defense. I mean, they're really, really strong. So, that's going to be it for this episode. Thank you very much for watching. Let me know what you think. Do you like this build that I'm trying out here? Do you think it works out pretty well? I do have the 2 potion Lord setup, but it's not maximum abuse. It's not like 4, even though I think this has counters. I think it's a pretty good balanced army. I do like the Light Wizard, this build with him. I like having the defensive steroid, and I do like that Net of Amenthok because it lets you pick off their Lords. Now, I don't go for a hardcore snipe on Lords, but anyone that's trying anything really cute, like hit and run tactics and things like that, it is very useful. So, thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed this. If you did, check out the other videos. We have a decent little chunk of Empire on the channel. I'm going to start playing a lot more of them. We have a ton of Greenskins, so if you want to see how I play the Greenskins, check those out. I think they're a lot of fun. They do have a glaring weakness against air armies. I haven't quite figured out a good solution. I think maybe just having a mandatory, like, 3 Aeroboar units and just, like, taking off points from somewhere else might be the solution, but I don't know. I'm still tinkering with that one. And if you enjoy the multiplayer, check out the campaigns as well. We have legendary campaigns going for every single faction except for Chaos. They're all pure campaigns, which means we don't do any exploits. And so no auto-resolve abuse, no assassinating lords on the campaign map, no multi-sacking the same town over and over again early on to get experience. They're nice, good, clean, fun, challenging campaigns. So check them out; they're a ton of fun. And we also run League of Legends content. I try to get to Diamond by only playing support every game. Right now I'm low platinum, kind of falling on hard times, but we're picking our way up. I just started playing Alistar a lot, so if you're interested in Alistar, check it out. We have a ton of Tom Kench over there as well. I don't have a dedicated duo. I just try to gain ELO through just good game knowledge, good decision making, and just trying to keep the morale of our team high. So I think it's a good exercise to show that you don't have to get kills to gain a lot of ELO. So it's a lot of fun. Do check it out. I know sometimes people think support is boring or whatever, but it is actually a lot of fun because I get to roam a lot, I get to initiate fights, I get to peel off the AD carry, I get to do a lot of exciting things. You don't actually see kills pop up, but you see lots of big plays that I think are pretty entertaining and interesting to watch. So do check those out. I think it's a lot of fun. And if you enjoy a lot of content on this channel, please consider just watching more, leaving comments. I'm really good about responding to comments. I usually respond within 24 hours. I'm trying to build a lively, good community here that is really fans of strategic gaming. And we're getting lots of great comments, lots of comments from people in here. So it's building a solid community. And then, also consider likes, telling your friends, even subscribing if you watch several videos and you enjoy them. Everything helps out. It tells YouTube that we have high quality content here and can help bring new people in to enjoy the same kind of content that I hope you're enjoying. So thank you very much for anything you can do. And that's going to be it for this video. I will be playing some more Empire very soon. And look forward to seeing you next episode. Have a wonderful evening.